Happy Monday. Welcome back to Naturally Spiritual, where we correlate the spiritual with the natural. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Sherry.
And we're here to talk about appropriation, right?
Mm-hmm.
In appropriation, you got to have the right time, the right place,
make it
right
make
season,
sense.
Right?
Yeah, you have to make it make sense.
Make it make sense, because right now, look, this PSA, it's springtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to make sure, things that you didn't take care of in the winter. Look, you got to have that seasonal prep, right? So that might be even changing your body where your antiperspirant, right? Look, cause we're going out in crowds, and it's these past few days it's been rather warm, and some of those scents I've been smelling, I didn't like them, right?
Right.
So make sure you but wash yourself and put on that deodorant,
right? Because if you don't wash and you just applying deodorant and body spray,
that's not right. Nothing right about it.
Nothing right about it.
I
don't like that smell either. So
right. So just because you possess it, you're associated with it, you're in it, you're doing it, or not doing it for that, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know that good things typically bring about some good, right?
Bring better things.
Brings better things. So you got to make sure that everything you do, that you're doing it in season, in time,
right,
and in not correlation, and if it's more than one person, that you're in sync. Right.
That's so true. And we can back that up with scripture. If we look at Numbers 13:20, and what the land is, whether it be fat or lean. So whether you have it or you're seeking it,
right?
Whether there be wood therein or not. So whether you possess it or not, and be ye of good courage and bring of the fruit of the land.
Okay.
So now the time. So there's a time stamp again. So now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes.
Okay.
So you have to look at
something
that thing.
Was harvesting.
Something was harvesting. So you have to make sure that number one, just because you possess it, it has to go back to being appropriate again.
Right.
Because think about it. Like we always take a family beach trip.
So,
and we would always congregate at my parents' house prior to leaving. So you remember we pull up. My mom comes out with not one, not two, but 4 different suitcases.
Look, for a weekend trip, right?
For a weekend trip, y'all. So in one suitcase, there are so many pairs of high heel shoes.
Goodness.
Remember, the emphasis is on the beach. So we're going to the beach, right? So when we get to the beach, she's taking all these things out the different bands and everything. So we get there and go down to the beach. Looks up, chick comes walking down the beach.
In her heels.
And gonna say to her dad, "Hold me up."
Right.
Hold me up. Everybody, look around, lady.
Look around.
Everybody else out here are either in
barefoot,
right, or barefoot. This chick had on heels, sinking down with every step she's sinking. So we're over there just dying, and people are looking at this diva like, is she serious? She's like, you always have to be camera ready.
Be camera ready.
Well, fool, you giving them something to talk about right now in these heels. And then the wind started blowing. You remember she said, "Oh, I'm glad I brought my furs."
No, ma'am.
Don't do that. So again, just because you possess it doesn't mean that you have to use it. So you can use something at the wrong time and just look plumb crazy.
Right.
Have you wondering like, why? But Lord, I thought you gave me.
Yeah.
And he like, I did. But I didn't mean intend for
right
you to
now,
use it
look,
right
because
now.
Look, and I know, I always go back to other parts of the scripture because even Esther, right? Esther had a season, and not just Esther, but there were people around Esther that had they had that season of getting prepared, right? So with everything, you got to make sure that it's in the appropriate time, the appropriate place, and because again, we're going back on yesterday. With the vision, he might give you a vision, but then sometimes it doesn't mean right then and now, right?
Right.
So, again, and I know I'm taking over and might be going a totally different way, and that's okay. But yeah, so sometimes you have to make sure you're in that prepared state, so that when it does happen, you don't have to be getting ready because you've already done the work. You've already put in the work. Now you can harvest, right?
Right. That's so true. So you might be preparing to start a business, but make sure it's the right time, because if you think about it, some businesses that were existing prior to COVID just went a bust during COVID. And likewise, there were some businesses that were formed during COVID that probably would not have stood a chance to even make it prior to. And think about a marriage. You might be ready, but is he or she ready? You know, so that's another thing. Another thing, you might just be ready to just step out there, just walk away from a job altogether because you feel like you're ready.
You better put some things in place.
Because you have to make sure
your head broke.
So you better make sure the market is ready to receive what you're ready to do. That person, that place is ready for you or whatever. So just make sure whatever you're doing is appropriated, you know. Because if it's not, then you're like questioning, Lord, why?
So
you know,
true,
it didn't pan out, but why? So again, it boils back down to aligning everything.
Everything has to align, right?
That's so true.
And so we hope that everything that we said, something we said, not everything, but something jumps out at you, right? And it'll make you sit back and think, and process, right?
That's so true.
And in that process, and just think on us, right? And go ahead and as we always end it, like us,
share it.
And comment.
Say a few things to us in about us, you know, and as well as subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button.
Have a good night.